Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, coming to you from the workshop. Now, what you can't see is right over there on the back of my truck is that great big dollhouse, circa 1928 to 1931, something like that. And the goal today is just to get some of the dirt and dust off of it and maybe play around with a few pieces of the furniture. I'm not sure how much of the interior I'm actually going to clean today, so I'm mostly focusing on the outside. What I plan to do, as I said, it's on the back of my truck, and I'm right at the opening of the garage, so I've got a nice breeze. We got down into the low 30s last night. It's cool out here this morning. I have a shop vac to sort of, suck up any mouse droppings and whatnot, because I don't want that all over the driveway. People will step on it and bring it inside with their shoes or whatever. And I'm going to use this paintbrush to gently brush the dust off, the attic dust, 80-some years of attic dust. And then also, we're going to be taking a look at some of the original furniture that I was able to also get from the estate. And you haven't seen these pieces yet. But these are authentic from that era. And I think you'll recognize this as probably either, I think, a Strombecker chair rather than Schoenhut. I think my Dollhouse collectors are going to know right away, but I think that's Strombecker. And then look at this wonderful work table for the kitchen. So we're going to actually be playing with some of the furniture, and we'll see how far we can get today. So now let's go get some old mouse poop off of the front step. Okay, so pretty much the first layer of surface dust is removed, and any little crumbling pieces of stucco that might be coming off. Now I can really assess the damage that's on the outside of the house and begin to formulate what I need to do to restore that damage. Let's take a look at the damaged parts. Well, the sunny side of the house is looking pretty good. There's nothing missing or damaged here on this particular side. And just some further cleaning. Of course, the windows will have to be cleaned. I'm going to be cleaning the green paint around the windows. But everything here looks pretty good. Now we'll skip the front for a moment, come over to the side that's in the shade. There is quite a bit of wind this morning, so you'll have to pardon if there's any wind noises. I can't do much about that. The only main issue we have over here, of course, we'll deal with the electrical later. That absolutely must be replaced. And just a little bit of damage on the window here, which this is an easy fix, but we'll leave that in place for now. And that's going to be able to be repaired easily. So really, no problems here. Okay. Back up to the front of the house, and we're in pretty good shape. We're missing one tile from the fireplace here, or the chimney rather. And we can see that they are the same tiles that were used on the fireplace surround inside of the house. Someone suggested removing a fireplace tile, but I don't want to do that because I don't really want to alter the way the fireplace looks on the inside. So we'll just find some type of a bathroom tile and we'll chisel it down and call it a day. Now the glass on the front door is broken, and we're missing a porch, as we talked about before. The nice thing is, in your mind, you can conjure up pretty much what it must have looked like. We've got one bracket here for the porch still remaining, and we can easily see it would have been repeated here. The post would have gone down here. We would have had a railing attached to the side of the house here, coming across, and then down and attached here. And I imagine it's going to be a pretty simple design, nothing with gingerbread and whatnot, because it doesn't fit the Tudor style of the house. So don't see any major issues there. Going to be rebuilding that, and we don't have to replicate this old stucco. We just have to have aged wood, and we'll try to figure out how to do that at some point. I'm not going to tackle that today. Now, let's take a peek inside of these dirty windows. It's like looking in somebody's house. That's the upstairs bedroom. And that's the bathroom, as you can see. My reflection is in the way. But you know, my favorite room, I think, has to be this wonderful living room. And we're going to get inside and take a look at that in just a moment. Now, before we take a look at the interior, one of the things I'm dying to do is take a look at the wiring. And the gentleman who built this house put little tiny screws holding plates all around the perimeter. And it's going to be easy to take those plates off and take a look at the wires on the inside, which will give me an idea how I'm going to be able to rewire this thing without destroying it. So let's go take a look at the electrical wires. Well, this is Archaeology 101. Boy, we can see that there was a family living in here, and they had themselves a good old time. Oh my goodness. Well, it looks like they gathered some acorns, probably from a tree on the property where the house was, and dragged it in here. Let's pick away a little bit at this and see. Now I'm outside and I'm not going to be breathing any of this in. But let's see. There's a twig, and there's the top. There's the top to an acorn. Now some of you may say, "Oh, this is nasty." I think it's fascinating. Hey, we've got to do this. Who knows? We might find somebody's last will and testament in here. Look at this. Antique, eaten out acorns. Now there's the light switch. So this must have been the way, possibly the way, well, we won't really know till we get everything out of there. But I am seeing the socket here. Okay, so they've used an old light socket, an old fat boy socket with a chain on it. That chain hasn't been pulled in many a year. And here's the old wire that was used to go all the way up through the house. Now I'm going to have to get, I don't think we can see, gosh, I hope there aren't any snakes in this crawl space. I don't see, I'll have to get some light in here. You can't see in there, can you? I don't believe you can. We're in the crawl space here underneath the house. And we might find a mouse skeleton. It's possible. They do sometimes give up their spirits when they're living in places like this. I have found them before. But, well, this is a start. At least I have my work cut out for me, don't I? My goodness. Well, I just made an amazing and fascinating discovery. I can't really tell if we're in focus here, but I'm delighted to tell you that as I examine the wiring underneath the crawl space, something was built underneath of the fireplace. Couldn't quite figure it out, but now I can see the builder of this house installed a light bulb. You cannot quite see. Let's see. I wish I could get in here. Or ask the mice. The fireplace lights up. I cannot believe this. So there's a light bulb. It would have been red, of course, or yellow. And there's a fireplace grate. Well, let me get this flashlight. Hold on for a second. So down underneath of the fireplace here, there's this grate, and you can see here, I didn't even fiddle with it, but if we lift it up, we can see down into the crawl space. And there's a light bulb down there. We have a burning fireplace to simulate the wood burning fire. This is just incredible. Just incredible. Can I say that one more time? It's just incredible. Okay, I've studied the wiring and figured out. I've actually reinstalled this panel. This piece has broken off. The wiring goes under what would be the crawl space. And in order to get to the second floor, I hope that you can see the wiring winds itself up through the staircase. So the wire here is built into this staircase. It travels up through the staircase and illuminates the hallway. Now this has slipped down, but it would have been flush with the ceiling. We can tell by the way it's painted. It didn't hang down like that. So we're going to have to reattach that, and then in order to light the rest of the ceiling, we have thickness and there's hollowness in between the floors. And we're going to be able to take these screws out and take these panels off. And the wiring runs in between the floors along here. That's how we illuminate the dining room there. And that's how we illuminate the kitchen. Okay. And then the wiring, as it runs through the floor, it comes out here and travels up into the top, and then it's up inside of the attic. And that's how we light the bedrooms, and then traveling over here to the bathroom as well, and the hallway, and finally the last bedroom here, where the fixture has remained in place, hasn't fallen down. Could probably pull it down, but we'll leave it up in there. All right, so it appears as though Now, I don't necessarily have to do any rewiring of the internal wires. Just because they're old doesn't mean they're bad. But I do have to take this piece off of the crawl space. I have a feeling that the mice may have eaten some of the insulation. There's a piece under here that looks very suspicious to me. And I don't think you're seeing it. Maybe it's right there. Yeah, I've got to get a very close look at that. Because if the mice have eaten the insulation off of this, then we're going to have to at least rewire. We have to rewire the lower part of the house anyway. And then this floor lamp has to be rebuilt, which is going to look like that floor lamp that's back there. So, well folks, this is a project that's going to be taking me quite a while. And I don't do restoration for a living. I don't know when I'm going to be able to tackle all of this, but it sure has been fun doing this little bit of archaeology. We're certainly going to have parts 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to wrap this video up. I promised you a peek at the furniture. I might throw a few pieces of furniture in 1 or 2 of the rooms, and we'll do a little house tour, but we'll save some of the furniture and more restoration for another video. So before you tune out, I want to thank you for watching. I'd love to hear your comments about this wonderful old house in the comment box below. I'll say wait for the cat and so long for now, but we're going to have a little house tour and a peek at some of the furniture before we go. Okay, so that's it for now. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching and so long for now. Let's have a look at this wonderful bathroom, which is not only tiled on the floor and the walls, but the ceiling is tiled completely. And even out in the hallway, the crown molding continues with a different application on the ceiling. Isn't this fantastic? Now, I know we're going to talk about a few things with this bathroom. Over here on the floor, you can see an outline where the tub was meant to sit. And I have the tub in this corner because it doesn't work over here. Let me move everything because I know you might not be able to visualize that. Let's get her out of there. She doesn't need a bath yet. It's not Saturday night. This is a 1930s and 40s style tub with the rounded corner, and it was meant to sit that way, as you can see. And we can't put it where the outline of the tub is supposed to be because of the rounded edge. So this may be a tub that was used for play later in the 30s. This may not be the original bathroom outfit for this particular house, but it's the bathroom furniture that has survived with it. So for right now, we're going to use our artistic liberties. Maybe put the tub that way. And this is fun. We're planning our bathroom. Let's put the toilet next to the tub. And how about the vanity here, or the dressing table, which you did find in bathrooms of this era. We think of that as a bedroom piece, but not always. We'll put the sink right there. This is a medicine cabinet with a mirror in it, and that's meant to hang on the wall. I don't have any place to hang it, but you can imagine it being right here over the bathroom sink. So for the moment, we'll just put it there, and we'll put the little girl. Let's not put her on the toilet. Let's put her in the tub. Oh, even though she's got her clothes on, that's okay. There's our bathroom, and I think it looks pretty nice. I think the scale of the furniture works okay, even though we have a different outline on the floor. I can't wait to get it lit, and we'll get some curtains up there for privacy. We have the place for the curtains to hang, as you can see. We already talked about that. So it is just absolutely charming. If a 1930s bathroom can be charming, I think it is. Now let's give them a little bit of privacy.
cooking breakfast for the one I love. My baby likes bacon, and that's what I'm making while I'm cooking breakfast for the one I love. Our life has been so nice and chummy right from the start. When I want her tummy, I want her heart. My baby is happy, no wonder I'm happy while